Hi, I'm Jennifer Brundage. I'm a National Outreach Manager in Smithsonian Affiliations.
And hello, my name is Brian Coyle. I'm a program manager with the Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute. The Earth Optimism program was created by the Smithsonian as a way to share solutions and success stories in conservation and sustainability, because many people only receive negative news about the environment and may not understand that there are hundreds and even thousands of ways to get involved with people both locally and globally around the world to fight climate change and environmental degradation and to help create a more just and sustainable future. It's created by the Smithsonian, but it was created for everyone.
And Earth Optimism is an intellectual framework that guides the work that we do with young people all over the country. This message of hope about the environment really resonates with them. And the other part of Earth Optimism is it's important to share the solutions that you're doing so others can be inspired and can replicate your actions. And these are all things that young people are really good at doing. And so we've engaged them in a program called Earth Optimism, Youth Action and Leadership. And it's basically the Smithsonian works with its partners throughout the country, Smithsonian affiliates in 46 states, Panama and Puerto Rico, to engage young people in taking action in their communities, action that about the environmental issues that are most meaningful to them, but doing so in such a way as to build their leadership skills so that we can count on them in the future to help make the most sustainable choices. So today we're going to share a few videos with you that have come out of this program. The first one is an original compilation video made by a team of high school interns who worked with the Smithsonian in the summer of 2021. They looked at all of the projects going on around the country and put together this original video informed by their experience of meeting these students, but also it's heavily influenced by their experience during the pandemic.
Over the past year, multiple crises have demanded the attention of everyone on Earth. We've faced a pandemic, social justice issues, political chaos, and so much more. But this doesn't mean that past problems just went away. Pollution continues to destroy environments, animals continue to struggle at the edge of extinction, and many people aren't even aware of these issues in the first place. Saving the environment only becomes more and more pressing every year. That's why young people from all around the country have come together in collaboration with the Smithsonian to find solutions. For example, these students from Marlboro High are working with the McAuliffe Center for Integrated Science Learning to educate people about product consumption and the dangers of fast fashion. Their goal is to reduce the amount of pollution and waste of resources through a social media campaign. But that's not all that's been done. Change can happen at any scale, which is why a group of students from Milford High School have taken matters into their own hands and started a recycling campaign at their school. They plan on enforcing better policies that help reduce pollution and inspire other students to develop more sustainable habits. Meanwhile, volunteers from the Buffalo Bill Center of the West have been working hard to save the sage grouse from extinction. They're protecting its habitat by building dedicated plant enclosures that ensure the survival of the young sage grouse. Making change also involves educating others and confronting the illusion of environmental security.
Because it's hard to make an impact and a major change when there are people all around you who don't even believe that there's a problem that needs to be addressed.
This is why students collaborating with the Pinhead Institute and Telluride, Colorado are focusing on putting an end to climate denialism through documentary film screenings for their community. And these are just a few of the many projects that have been happening all over the country. But even with all of these amazing projects and ideas, in order to make real progress, everyone needs to contribute. This is where you come in. You have the power to make a change, whether it's saving a species, educating others, or fighting pollution. Any and every effort makes an impact. So what are you waiting for? It's your turn.
Here we're going to show you a few clips from presentations that students prepared who were working with affiliates around the country. They came up with ideas that they presented to the Smithsonian, to a panel of judges for seed funding to implement these great solutions and community action projects. And so during those presentations, we took videos and we created a compilation here for you to see.
So for me, I'd been learning about climate change and I hadn't met anyone that was really passionate like I was about it. And so then I started kind of reaching out to people, going to these Earth Optimism summits. And I was so excited and kind of mind blown at how many teens were actually passionate like I was. And it kind of opened up a whole new world for me. And meeting all these amazing people and these passionate teens makes me even more passionate about helping educate them and giving them their chance to make a change in the world.
Based on your experience or the things that you learned, how would you advise other groups to go about this process?
Well, I would say first, find something that impacts your community, but not just that, but also something that you could become passionate about. Because I know at first we were kind of overwhelmed, like what do we need, what should we do, and what could impact the community the most. And yes, our project impacts our community a lot because there are a lot of invasive plants here. But I think over the period of time that we've been working together, I think all of us have become very passionate about our message and our garden. And I think that's one of the most important things, is to find something that you would be passionate about.
For one thing, climate denialism is rampant right now, especially in rural areas like southwestern Colorado, where we are from. So that is one of the issues that we are most concerned with, because it's hard to make an impact and a major change when there are people all around you who don't even believe that there's a problem that needs to be addressed. So that's where we began looking for solutions to this. And of course, we turned to our youth program first.
Small Changes, Big Impact is an organization where we apply small changes in our community to help the planet and to inform the public through social media engagement about the things that they can do for the environment to make a change.
So you might be wondering, why are we doing this? We as an organization are doing this to help people become aware about what is happening around them, to spread the word about environmental issues around us, what everyone can do as individuals.
I think the success could be measured through how many people we can reach and show what is happening in our community. I know that a lot of people who don't live in Wilmington or in coastal areas will come and they won't even realize what is going on when they throw away their plastics or just let it fly through the beaches. I think the more people that come and help with our cleanups, the more we can tell that the word is getting out and people are realizing what's going on.
And then in this final section, we're sharing some videos made by students who were mentored by City Lore, a Smithsonian affiliate in New York City. This was for an international video competition where students were asked to identify an issue that concerns them and then propose a solution that aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And so here's a few of those videos that were made by students in New York City that actually won awards and got seed funding to make their projects a reality.
My name is Sumaya, and my dream is to live in a society where we are not dependent on single-use plastics. Every year, more than 90% of plastic is never recycled or used again. These single-use plastics, such as plastic water bottles and plastic straws, get dumped in the ocean every year, accumulating to about 8 million metric tons of plastic. Can you imagine how much plastic is currently living in our world's oceans today? If we look into the future 20 years from now, that measurement can exponentially grow to a whopping 600 million metric tons of plastic living in our oceans. To help reduce the plastic pollution in our oceans, my app, Do Your Part, encourages young people to build recycling habits. First, labelings on plastics can be confusing, but with this app, you can learn about the various types of packaging and how to dispose of it responsibly. By scanning the barcode attached on a product, the app identifies the type of packaging and breaks down how to recycle, compost, or throw away the product responsibly. And that's not all. Do Your Part will launch a number of social media campaigns through the TikTok app. TikTok can mobilize young audiences to participate in recycling challenges coordinated by Do Your Part. Participants can link their TikTok videos directly onto the Do Your Part app to complete a challenge and earn points. These points can be later redeemed on sustainable products. Do Your Part strives to change sustainable culture by integrating recycling into everyday life in a fun and meaningful way. What begins as a few drops of effort on your part can lead a generation to collectively saving an entire ocean.
My dream is to end female genital mutilation around the world by creating a book called We Will Not Be Tamed. My name is Jibe Fati. I am 16 years old and I originated from Gambia, West Africa. I am a survivor of type 1 female genital mutilation. Survivors of FGM never expected their families to surrender to such a barbaric cycle. They were sexually assaulted by strangers and sometimes even family members that were supposed to protect them and keep them safe. It is estimated that over 200 million girls have undergone female genital mutilation, and 3 million more girls are at risk. FGM is practiced in 30 countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. FGM is violation to women's rights, children's rights, and it has no place in our future generation. We Will Not Be Tamed is a list of multiple rights and testimonials that intersect with the conditions of the FGM practice and will empower women to take action, to build alliances between one another by running for office, leadership roles, creating groups to address FGM like village groups in Kenya. The book will be a living online document that will be created as I travel the world recording real account stories like my own and collaborating with advocates and survivors. My book will shift mindsets by including positive affirmations, poetry, success stories, breaking toxic cycles of abuse by creating their own power centers. Younger generations will now be in position to break generational chains. Distribution of the book will happen in targeted FGM risk areas, community centers, villages, refugee camps, recreation centers, and girls' clubs. We Will Not Be Tamed is a global book that will be in several languages and will change women's lives by creating a world where women live in triumph.
My dream is to tackle the homelessness crisis in the United States with the GEAR program by developing community gardens for the homeless and economically disadvantaged. The United States is a melting pot, a mecca for food lovers, the country where you can live out your rags to riches story and live the ultimate work hard, play hard lifestyle. And while I can't completely denounce that, the sad truth is this is not so attainable for the homeless population. In fact, people who are homeless have higher rates of illness and on average die 12 years sooner than the general U.S. population. This is because homelessness creates new health problems and exacerbates existing ones, including malnutrition, respiratory conditions, diabetes, mental illness, and substance use. Healthy diet is also difficult to keep because in soup kitchens and shelters, meals are usually high in salt, sugars, and starch. In many ways, community gardens can be what we've been needing all along. First, they increase access to fresh and nutritious foods, increase physical activity, beautify parks and communities, improve mental health, reduce crime, promote economic opportunities and work experience, and foster connections and social well-being. To make this happen, we can partner with homeless shelters, public parks, community centers, schools, stores, and private donors. We can issue tax deduction benefits, give everyone access to fresh produce and educational materials, and provide volunteer and internship opportunities. This can offer nutritious food at a better price than at the grocery store, help the environment, and ensure everyone has something productive to do. Working with nature can provide a fresh start for the homeless and economically disadvantaged. We can help tackle the issue with the acronym GEAR: generosity, encouragement, awareness, relationships. Let's give everyone, everywhere, the fresh start they deserve.
My dream is to tackle homelessness through governmental programming that stands on 4 pillars. A, ease of access to identification and educational documents. B, technological assistance. C, mental health and hygiene programs. And D, workforce/entrepreneurship programs. In recent years, we've seen a spike in the amount of unhoused people. Though it's primarily known that the leading cause of homelessness is the lack of affordable housing available, what is lesser known is how the inability to obtain documents can trap you in homelessness. Without an ID, you are completely helpless, unable to receive medical care, apply for social services, cash in checks, apply for food stamps, and in some instances even enter homeless shelters, keeping you shut out of federal, state, and county buildings built to help the homeless, making it virtually impossible to escape the cycle. My 4-pillar program titled Home, a program that would allow more social mobility through providing these documents. First, nationwide, states should stop charging people to obtain their IDs, as well as providing birth certificates, making it easier to provide verification. This will not only help provide better accessibility to resources to the homeless, but poor and undocumented people as a whole. To ensure the security of this program, I propose that shelters can have a national database storing their information so they can have the person's information on file, allowing them to keep a record and protection of their identity while they are homeless, as well as training for the unhoused people with up-to-date technological software. Third, now with these IDs, there's better access to medical care. Lastly, allowing for the transference of information in order for them to get assistance finding jobs, housing, and social security, so they can better transition into empowered members of society.
And then in conclusion, if you'd like to know more about the Earth Optimism Youth Action and Leadership Program and the methods that we use to get students engaged in environmental action, we encourage you to look at our Learning Lab collection at learninglab.si.edu. If you put in Earth Optimism, you'll find this collection that has case studies from some of the affiliates and the videos that you saw today, and also some strategies for implementing this in your community. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.